Are you ready to upgrade to the home that fits your family best? Take the first step of that process by giving my girl Stacy Westfall a call. She's partnered with Apple Tree Realty in Howard County, where they have the knowledge and resources to help you reach your goals. Stacy has quickly become a successful realtor in our area, and I am so proud of her. She's not just a friend of mine, she's also a mother and a local firefighter. Buying and selling a house is stressful, and having someone professional and trustworthy in your corner can make all the difference. Give Stacy a call today at 765-461-1243 and follow her on Facebook at Stacy Westfall Realtor. I'm Kayla Keith, and this is Missing Midwest, a true crime podcast about those that have gone missing. Today's story is about a 14-year-old girl who went to babysit and was never seen again. Hello.
Hey.
We're back. We're on a roll.
I know.
We got cases
It's like
lined
we're
up for
doing
you.
our job right
It's
now.
like we're actually podcasting.
We were doing it for like a year and a half and then just had like a brief
We died.
death experience, but we survived. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Let's roll with the podcast.
Yeah.
Week 3 in a row.
We're here. We're here for it. Send us your case suggestions.
I love getting, there's a handful of you that have been sending me cases. Like I know Jason has sent me a couple.
Yes,
I know a couple of you have sent us some suggestions. We love that. We kind of like have like a, like a rough schedule in mind of like what we want to hit at different times. But then when we're like scraping for a case, those suggestions come in handy. So keep doing that.
Anything else?
Valentine's Day is coming.
Shop Valentine's Day at the Jefferson House. If you're in Kokomo, give us a call sooner rather than later so I can get you on the books because it gets crazy.
We even have our candles.
We are selling our candles. It's an add-on. So if you buy flowers, it like has a pop-up window that's like, would you like balloons, chocolate, bears, cupcakes, candle? And it's our candle.
Tell you fellas, you want one of the candles.
You want flowers and candles and cupcakes. The cupcakes are really
Heck
good.
yeah. I've been apparently threatened on Facebook recently from my wife that if I don't get her the, what's it called?
It's called the cupcake, and it's a flower bouquet that looks like a cupcake, but it also comes with 6 cupcakes. And I need it because I love cupcakes and cake and desserts in general. So
And apparently I need to buy it because I like to be married.
You won't be if you don't. So
Wow. Gee whiz.
He doesn't even ask me to be his Valentine anymore.
I mean, you don't even ask me to come help you work. I take a day off of work to come work for you every year.
Whenever you like it.
I do. The hustle.
He likes to go up front and try to sell everything. He's like, would you like this balloon?
Listen, every year there's something your dad's like, hey, we need to sell a lot of these. And I'm like, don't say it if you don't mean it.
Yep. So if you stop in the Jefferson House on Valentine's Day, you're going to be greeted by Johnny here trying to sell you something. And also just like all of us running around like crazy because it's crazy and fun. It's so much fun. I already got my Valentine shirt, my Valentine earrings.
Is there or is there not a
Valentine
cat
headband?
on your Valentine shirt?
There is a cat on my Valentine shirt. And all of my holiday shirts have cats on them. Thank you.
Tell me your story.
Okay. We are going to 1974. That was probably a hop in time. I freaking wish that I could have been in the 70s and 80s. That was a good time. I've always said I wish I could go back to the 70s and 80s. So 1974, June 24th, we're going to New Jersey today.
New Jersey.
I knew you were going to say that. Burlington, New Jersey. It's a small little town, population 10,000 today, so probably smaller back then. They have $3 generals.
Okay.
And then, so the victim that we're talking about, the girl today, Margaret Ellen Fox, she was from Burlington. That's where she lived. But the disappearance actually happened, from what we can tell, in Mount Holly, which is just a short jaunt, 15 minutes next door, 7 miles down the road. Population also 10,000. $1 general. Probably no Dollar Generals in 74, but that is where we stand today. So Burlington, New Jersey, Mount Holly, New Jersey, pretty close together. I get like Kokomo Greentown vibes.
Okay.
Where we're at. We're talking about Margaret Ellen Fox. Okay. She is 14 years old. Just finished 8th grade, getting ready to start high school. And so her and her friend Lynn decided that they wanted to make some money in the summertime. And being 14 years old, you're kind of limited on like what you're able to do, obviously. And so they decided on babysitting.
Respect.
Which I feel that I babysat probably when I was like 12, 13, 14 age. And so they decided that they are going to babysit. And so they decide to, together with the money that they have, they are going to put an ad in the paper together, advertising, babysitting during the summer. And they put both of their phone numbers in, and they posted this ad in the Burlington paper. Not long after publishing the ad, Margaret's friend Lynn got a phone call, okay? It was from a man. He was looking for someone to babysit his 5-year-old son. Him and his wife needed a babysitter. They needed it 4 hours a day in Mount Holly, the town that's next door. So it was not in Burlington. He explained that, he was going to pay $40 a week for 4 hours a day. And he said he would even cover the bus to get over there, to go take a bus from Burlington to Mount Holly. And he said, his 5-year-old son's really sweet. I just need someone to sit with him at our house during the day. He said that we have a pool and you're welcome to swim in the pool. He said his son loves to swim, and, the girl, Lynn, could take him out there. So Lynn goes to her parents. She's like, "Freaking, I got a job." And they're like, "No, you don't."
I was
They
going
were
to say.
like, "You are not taking
14?
No. Okay, so Lynn was 12. Her
Okay.
friend was 12.
Okay.
And her parents were like, "No, you are not taking a bus to a strange man's house to the next town over to babysit his son." And so Lynn was pretty mad because this was like a good gig. I mean, $40 a week
Hang out
with
by
a
the
pool. Yeah.
Still,
That's
you think about it,
what everybody's looking
you're
for.
talking about
babysitting.
$2 an hour.
Yeah, in the that was it though.
Man, maybe.
And only 4 hours a day. You still get to be home and hang out and have your summer days. That's a dream. And so she's disappointed, and so she's like, "This is really great opportunity though." So she called Margaret, and she told Margaret, "Hey, I got this guy's number. This is what he wants. My parents suck," and said no, so I guess you can have it. And Margaret was like, "Heck yeah." And her parents said, "Okay."
Oof.
They said, she was 14. They were fine with it. She'd taken the bus before. Her dad actually called the guy though, and like talked to him and like confirmed all of this information with him. And so they had made plans that Margaret was going to start babysitting at this job. First of all, this guy, his name was John Marshall. And so she was going to start babysitting for John and his wife in 2 days on June 21st. Okay. He told her, what bus she needed to take, and that when she got off the bus, it would be either him or his wife. And they had a red Volkswagen, and they would pick her up and take her to their house. And then when she was done, they would take her back to the bus stop. However, on the day before, on the 20th, he called and he said, unfortunately, his mother-in-law had passed away and he was not going to need her to babysit the next day anymore because they were making arrangements for the funeral and everything. He actually talked to Margaret's dad and explained all of this to him. And he was like, can she start on the 24th instead of the 21st? I need like 3 extra days to take care of all
Fair
of
enough.
this. Very fair. So June 24th comes, and Margaret and her little brother, she had an 11-year-old brother, he walked her to the bus station that day. She packed her swimsuit and her sunglasses because she was going to hang out by the pool with this little kid. And so she got on the bus, and it took her to Mount Holly. Her parents told her, as soon as you get at the house, you call us and let us know that you got there, okay?
Pre-cell phone time. I can't imagine.
Right?
That's so stressful to me.
I know. But she never called.
Oh, man.
She was supposed to be home at 2:30 that day. And by 2:30, 3 o'clock that day, her parents were absolutely panicked. Her mom called her. So Margaret had actually left a phone number to like get a hold of me here, like the house number to John Marshall's house. And so she called, and a woman answered, and she asked if Margaret was there. And the lady said, no, nobody is here by that name, and hung up. And so her mom like kept
Sketchville.
right. And so her mom like kept calling this number. Finally, someone else answered, and she was like, is Margaret there? And that person informed her and was like, do you know that you're calling a payphone?
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so the number that Margaret had been given was obviously fake, and it went to a payphone, not somebody's house. So she gets the phone book and she just starts calling everyone with the last name Marshall, like every single person.
Hey, that's a smart move.
Yeah, no luck at all with this, but she was trying. Her dad and his friend jump in the car, and it's like 15-minute drive to Mount Holly. And so they decide that they're going to go, and they don't really have any like direction of like where they're going. Because like we have nothing to go on here except the bus stop and a red Volkswagen. And so that's what they do. They go to the bus stop and they just like spread out from that bus stop and just are looking for Margaret, looking for this red Volkswagen, which you would think would be kind of easy to find, like kind of would stick out, right? And so they find nothing. And so by that night, they call the police.
Man.
And they tell the police.
Such a long time, like,
I know.
Since they last saw her.
Bo Digital is the secret ingredient you need for success in marketing your small business. From logos and flyers to social media and videos, Bo Digital can create the marketing you need to set yourself apart. Oh, and they build websites too. Not only do they help my small business, but did you know that they help many others around Kokomo too, including Solidarity Community Credit Union, the Lindy Owsley and Chanel Cahill Real Estate Team, Hope Behavioral Services, and even the Kokomo Symphony. Let Bo build a custom plan for you today. Learn more at bowdigital.com. That's BOWE digital.com. So they tell the police this whole story, and the police don't even give them like the normal runaround with like, oh, she probably ran away or she'll be home soon. They were like, no, this is bad.
Okay.
They were like, this is sketchy.
I'm happy that they were like, let's fix this right now.
Normally every story I tell, the police are like not doing their job, but they did. And so they immediately list her as a missing person. And so they start with the bus. They go and they talk to the bus driver and the people that were on the bus.
I mean, because her 11-year-old brother saw her get on the bus.
Yeah, so her brother confirmed she did get on the bus, and the bus driver confirmed that she did get on the bus, and many people saw her on the bus, and they had witnesses confirming that she got off the bus. They also had a few witnesses confirming that she was talking to a man at the bus stop.
Ooh.
But that was the last, like, confirmed sighting of her. No one saw her get into a car. It was just like, oh, yeah, I think I saw that girl talking to a man. So they have actually, like, they have nothing to actually use to, like, find her or where she's at. And so they decide that they are going to go to that payphone, that phone number that this John Marshall man gave them.
Yeah.
And so they go to this payphone, and they test it. That's the number. It's ringing. It's that number. And it's out in front of this like supermarket. And so they're out here like talking to people, interviewing people, I'm assuming. And while they're doing this, they discover that the manager of the supermarket that was inside the supermarket working, he was named John Marshall.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nab him.
Coincidence?
Nab him.
Absolutely freaking not. Is that a coincidence, right? Like, there's no way. However, they were able to rule him out really quickly.
Gosh.
Ask me why. How? I was waiting on you to ask me, how did they rule him out?
How?
Okay. Because the lead investigator knew him. That's it.
That's how they knew him?
That's it. He said, I've known him for 25 years. He's a husband and a father, and he would never hurt a little girl, so it's not him. That's it.
Oof.
That's how they ruled him out.
Oof.
Oof is right. Like,
man.
That's awful police work. Like,
seriously.
That's not even police work. Is that how we are, like, determining who is and isn't a suspect? If you know them or not? Like, what?
I will say this, though. Like, as you're telling me, my brain's thinking, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna use a payphone,
not use the one outside your work.
Don't use the one outside your work. And if you're gonna give a fake name, maybe use somebody that you know is gonna be near that payphone. Like a manager of a store would be a pretty good fall guy for you for this.
And that's what they are thinking. Like, they're like, okay.
I still would like a better answer than he's my friend.
Ended up, the police, like, gave him a polygraph that he passed, and he had an alibi that they said checked out, but also, like, was it the police officer friend that gave him the polygraph? A little sketchy, but they said, yeah, they were pretty sure this was just, like, somebody that was like local that like knew that he worked inside that supermarket and just like used his name. So day 3.
So is there just no house that fits this description?
Well, they didn't really have. Yeah, no, like
okay.
they couldn't find.
Like that's
like,
complete
anything.
crap,
yeah,
man.
Only
Brutal.
thing they really, so they didn't have like a description of the house at all. So really the only thing they have to go on is this red
Pools and 5-year-olds.
well, a pool and a 5-year-old, but like a red Volkswagen. And like they couldn't find anything like that.
Man.
So day 3 of Margaret being missing, okay? The media catches wind of this story and posts it. They didn't post anything in 1974, but they were reporting on this disappearance.
Flyers, newspaper articles.
Whatever they did in the 70s, I don't know.
The paper was their Twitter back then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what kind of media. I mean, carrier pigeon. I have no idea. And all of these, the police start getting these phone calls, okay, from parents in Mount Holly and surrounding areas with all of these stories of their teenage daughters and their young daughters being contacted about babysitting.
Oh, no.
Apparently, somebody had been like trying to hire teen girls to babysit, and these parents had like their like spidey senses, red flags were like, no, and none of these parents let their daughters actually go to babysit for this man.
Which makes makes her dad just feel
yeah,
like
I'm sure
the worst.
But now they're like, okay, this is like planned. Like this is targeted. This is premeditated. Like this was a whole thing. And so on day 4 of being missing, the phone rings at Margaret's house, okay? And the person on the other end says, I mean, this is a quote of what this phone call said, okay? Now the day 1, as soon as she went missing, like the next day, the police put a tap on the phone, like a recording device, like to record all calls because they were hoping a ransom call would come in. So they got this on recording, okay? And it says, quote, $10,000 might be a lot of bread, but your daughter's life is the butter topping.
Gross.
Also, what is that? Like, as soon as I read that, what did that make you think of?
The bread you made last week.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. No. A supermarket.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why are we making as soon as I read that, I was like, does this person work at a supermarket? Like, does he sell bread and butter? I don't know. I just thought it was such a weird ransom phone call. Like, give me $10,000 or your daughter, you'll never see your daughter again.
Bread
and butter. Like, I don't understand.
That's mega weird.
It's creepy
for sure.
And very, very strange.
Honestly, like infuriating, probably to every law enforcement, parents, everybody. Like
give
this
us
freaking
something.
Guy. Like I was gonna kill this guy, but like now, like that's.
So the very next day, a note shows up at the house, with instructions for the money. And it even mentioned in this note her sunglasses and the shirt she was wearing.
Wow, jeez.
So the parents go, they gather the money, they get the money, and they're getting ready to like, what do we do with this money? Like we have these instructions, we're gonna do it, okay? And the next day, another note came, and it says, another quote. You ready for this? I goofed up. The deal is off. That's it. Last contact. Never heard from again.
Gosh, and they
never heard from anyone again.
Oh my gosh.
So the police are like confused by this because they're like trying to decide like, do you think, and you can tell me what you think here, but like, was the ransom note, the bread and butter phone call and the ransom note, were those real and really from the kidnapper, or was it a hoax? Because you know how we have those like assholes that like to like screw with families of the missing. So the police are saying like, if somebody was really asking for ransom, wouldn't they do it like the day after? But this was on day 4, and it just so happened to be the very next day after the media published this story. And so they're like, I feel like a real kidnapper would have asked for ransom like the day after he took somebody, but somebody that's just messing with a family to be a jerk, like, oh, they saw it on the news and got the idea and then did it the next day.
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's not really the manager John Marshall guy. Okay?
Okay.
So with that assumption, the links that this person has gone to set up the payphone, to seek out the babysitter, to talk to the dad, to use the name of the manager, Like, all of those are so tactical and so premeditated and honestly very smart. We're not talking about bread and butter in our ransom letters.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. The actions don't really match the ransom letter.
That's a good point. I would say, like, honestly, especially in 1974, this is a pretty elite kidnapping. You're not going to screw it up with some stupid quote about bread and then, ooh, I goofed.
Yeah, that's a super... Yeah, you're the detective.
Come on, girl. Tell me the truth.
Yeah, because... Yeah, I mean, I forgot. He did talk to the dad. Like, he went above and beyond to get this girl on that bus. He paid for the bus ride. Or said he was going to. You know, meet me here. I wonder what the... This is... I'm off my notes here. But, like, I wonder what the point of canceling the first date, delaying. Remember? Because she was supposed to come on the 21st, and then he pushed it back to the 24th. Like, no other girls went missing in that time frame. I'm assuming they would have connected it to this, but, like, I wonder if he just, like, I wonder if his mom really did die, or his mother-in-law really did die, or something. Like, I wonder if they actually looked into family members, like, of deceased people at that time. Like, what if he was like, oh, crap, I had this whole plan, and now I have to deal with a viewing and a funeral, and so now I'm going to wait. Can you wait 3 days, and then I'll come, you can come, you know what I mean?
I mean, a thought that I had was, and I hate going to this place, but, like, with this kind of setup in a wide spray, like, a bunch of people were getting these kind of phone calls and opportunities, like, where he was trying to get babysitters, like, sex trafficking.
Oh.
Like, it would be so easy to grab a girl, and if you have a buyer lined up, but you have to have a buyer.
No other girls were reported missing, so.
But, I mean, there was effort, right? Like, there was effort to get the girls. So, like, if you were, like, if your buyer was like, hey, I can't be there till 3 days, then you would try to put it on hold.
Good point.
Until you get it. Because the cleanest way to do this is to have this set up, get her gone, like, get her nabbed, and then get her away, like, out. Like, to where she'll never be found.
Yeah.
And so you would have to time that up with your buyer. Like, that's the thought.
So she has never been found.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. No.
And no leads, clues,
Nothing. So, and the other thing I was thinking too, this is also off my notes, but I guess when I was reading, like, so I found this on the FBI page, and she just stuck out to me because of her picture. She's like a really cute little girl. She reminded me of Madeline. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And so I just, like, clicked on it, and I just started reading. Well, Crime Junkie actually did a podcast on it, which I haven't listened to it yet, but it's out there. And then I found a bunch of other articles and stuff. But one of the things, I never saw it in the article, but everyone was like, it has to be a local, like somebody that knew the manager, you know, or was from that area. But when I read it, I'm like, I look at people's name tags all the time. Like, what if he just went in the supermarket that day because he was out by the payphone and just like, saw that name tag?
Like, he probably picked the payphone before he picked the name.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Because it was right by the bus stop.
Man.
Yeah. Johnny, question for you.
Yeah.
If I was somewhere in Kokomo and it wasn't our house and it wasn't the flower shop, where would I be?
Easy. Humble home.
Yes, you're right. You guys, listen up. Humble Home is my absolute favorite place to be for so many reasons. No matter what I'm looking for, I always check Humble Home first. Clothes, shoes, toys, decor, furniture, makeup, they literally always have something that I need. They have brand name items for cheap. Their inventory is constantly changing, so it's part of my weekly routine to do a Humble Home walkthrough. You absolutely need to stop by. I promise you won't be disappointed. While it is a discount store, it's not your average discount store. It's clean, organized, and everything has its place. I get zero anxiety when I go in, unlike other discount stores. And no matter what you're shopping for, a home project, gifts, home decor, even seasonal decor, they will have it. They are open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday from noon to 5. You can follow them on Facebook at Humble Home Kokomo and watch for new items every single day. And for our Lafayette, Indiana listeners, I have exciting news. They're opening a second location in Lafayette soon. As soon as I have the details, I will let you know their opening date. Get excited. So the FBI actually released the bread and butter phone call in 2017, which why it took so long, I hate when
that's 43 years.
They do that. Why in 43 years? I mean, if somebody knew that, could have recognized his voice, like, they ain't gonna recognize it 43 years later.
Right.
Like, you could have released that a long freaking time ago, and I know the police know more and, you know, have different
They have a purpose with
reasonings and
releasing it or whatever.
purposes, but like 43 freaking years, come on. After 20 years, you could have been like, maybe we'll release this.
I mean,
like,
think about this.
So dumb to wait that long.
If the person responsible was 30 years old, they'd be
Right?
73.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Chance of them even being alive.
I know. Believe me. I know. So eventually they get a sketch put together. I'm assuming from people that saw her talking to a man
At the bus station, is what you
at
said?
the bus station. Yeah, and so they released.
This is when she got off the bus?
Yeah,
Okay.
when she had gotten off the bus in Mount Holly.
Okay.
And so a couple of leads popped up from the sketch, but every single person was cleared. They had a man that confessed, but they were able to rule him out and that he was lying. There was another man in New Jersey that actually lured and killed a 15-year-old girl to his home via a fake babysitting job ad.
Yikes.
But they were able to rule him out too. It was
Man.
in Margaret's case. There was also a sex offender that lived like very close to the bus stop that drove a red Volkswagen, like this orangish red Volkswagen. But they were able to rule him out too. In 1980,
I'm assuming when you say ruled out, it is like clean cut.
I
You know what
literally,
I'm
when I
saying?
read that, I was like, well, I hope
You
I
would
hope
have to
they're served.
convince me at a
That's what
deep
I was
level.
like. And then the way they ruled the other guy out, I was like, oh, I know him. So
Yeah,
now
that's
I'm
what
kind
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like coming off of
literally-
that, I'm
I
like,
literally really questioned their ruling the sex offender out capabilities after I
yikes.
read that they
Man, I
ruled
don't
the
like
first
that
guy
at all.
out.
Yeah.
Right? That seems to me it's like it was that guy.
Like if you're
That's
telling me
the
to
one.
pick
Yeah.
somebody here, like man.
I mean, they must be confident in their ruling out capabilities because I don't know. In 1988, they found some remains of like a teenage girl, and it took them, are you ready for this? 10 years to get the DNA results back.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. I literally have no.
I mean, I know
words for that.
science back then isn't what it is today,
10
but I just
years?
feel like 10 years.
It was not a match to Margaret, and that person, that girl, is still a Jane Doe. They never identified her. I might have to do that case sometime. I don't know if there's enough info on it to
Man.
do it, but still unidentified. But it was not Margaret through 10 years later from DNA. So yeah, that's it. That's the case. Bizarre, right?
I mean, like I said, that's like next level
So to
kidnapping
me,
work.
this is one of those cases that I feel like will only be solved by someone who knows something but doesn't know that they know it, and they like found like a little girl's like bathing suit and sunglasses wrapped in a towel in a coffee can in their grandpa's basement when they were cleaning it out after he died.
That's the most specific fabricated thing I've ever heard.
I just
Whoa,
I
you just kept going. I just let you. It's like what
Like, I just
what have
mean,
you
like-
found in your life?
No,
like what
I
is
just
this?
mean like it's one of those family secrets that like your grandpa always kind of creeped you out, or your uncle always kind of gave you weird vibes, and then you like found something creepy, and right now you're hearing this and you're like, man, remember that time I found a pair of swimsuit or something? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like somebody knows, but they don't know that they know,
Man,
because like you said, this guy's old now. Like, if he's
Yeah.
even alive,
yeah. I mean, I'm saying the chances of him still being alive are slim.
slim, very slim. But I mean, what if Margaret's alive? What if she did what if it was sex trafficking? What if, I mean, come on, like, it's, you never know. That's
See,
that's why we're here.
This brings
Missing
up
person cases without a body. If somebody is missing, you cannot tell me for sure that they are deceased or not deceased. You do not know. Like, I don't know. I don't like not knowing.
this brings up a concept that like I've thought about before, and it's kind of morbid, but like it's serious.
Okay.
So like when women are taken and they go into sex trafficking, like there's kind of a time limit on that career path, you know, like as you get older.
Yeah, I know.
And so like eventually,
Yeah, because
like what is the exit strategy? Like I hope it's not they all just get killed, you know?
How old would she be now?
Like
She was born in 1960.
she was, yeah. I mean, at this point, she'd be
1960 to
65.
yeah, like she's probably not still. Look at these pictures. They have
Yeah.
pictures of her, like what she would look like. So, I mean,
But like,
to
like
me,
my
I would
thing
say
is
they
like,
probably
if
like
you were
this is
kidnapped-
morbid, but I would say if you were kidnapped into sex slavery and you have you worn out your welcome in that industry because of your age, usually they're like addicted to drugs and stuff. They probably just dump them, and then they end up being just like
Homeless people.
homeless, or they probably just keep doing sex work, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
But like, if they ever achieve freedom, like they can't just let them go, because then they'd have to like go to the police. You know what I'm saying? Like even at like 60, like I'd like to hope at 60 years old, if that was like when you got your freedom, you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to the cops to tell them about these guys. But I mean, I don't know. You never hear that. You never hear of like ex-kidnapped slave work people like coming up and
not unless they were like rescued.
Right.
Like,
Like through the Tim Tebow Foundation.
Yeah.
Which is still one of my all-time favorite charities.
Yeah. Real quick. I mean, I'm done. So I'm done. Literally, like, I literally have keep an eye out, be watchful, be paranoid. Be paranoid. Man. Don't let your kids go do things if you think that they're weird. The Tim Tebow Foundation, though, speaking of sex trafficking, it's really cool. They literally like go and buy girls.
Yeah.
Like they act like they're interested in buying sex slaves, sex trafficked kids and women, and they purchase them, and then they bring them back and like help them like re-enter society, give them jobs.
There's like so many levels to it.
Program.
And it actually starts like, for those of you that don't know, I am a huge Tim Tebow fan. He's my all-time favorite player. Just an awesome person. I wore 15 in college when I played football because of him. But I've read a lot of his books. And so the whole Tim Tebow Foundation concept started when he was like in high school, and they were on a mission trip in the Philippines. And somebody came up to Tim Tebow's dad with like a bunch of girls and was like, "You buy girls?" And he was like, "What?" And he's like, "You buy girls? Like how much? Like you can buy this girl for like, I don't know, $100 or whatever." Yeah. And he was like, "What do you like?" He didn't understand.
Yeah, like what are you
like? He's never experienced this. And
then
the guy
like once he found out,
well,
like,
the guy kept pressing him, and then Tim Tebow's dad was like, "How much for all of them?" And he bought every kid.
And then it was like,
then like called the FBI.
Really,
it was like,
you're free now. Like,
what
do
we do with these kids? Yeah. Like, and so like that.
But like, how do you not? Like, you have the opportunity to rescue these people right in front of your eyes. Like, take all of my money. Like, but then you're like stuck with all these kids. Like, what do I do with you?
And you just paid like a terrible human just got a massive payday. But in that moment when you're standing there on a mission trip with your kid, like what are you supposed to do?
I cannot imagine.
But that kind of set forth like his passion for it. And so now
it's a whole thing.
Foundation. Yeah, there's like they have like teams of like ex-military and like a lot of like really really high end like undercover workers who go and they like pursue groups that do sex trades, and they rescue people. And I forget, like you can go to the Tim Tebow Foundation website and see like how many people they've rescued and like what they're doing, how many teams they have. But like I know when I was running my business with Brothers in Cars, every year we would do like a fundraiser for them, and that's maybe something we could look at doing with us too, because from everything I've seen on it, like it is.
And what I like
legit.
Too, what I like too about it too is though they don't like, okay, you're free. Like they help them.
Yeah.
And they're like, they know that like, and I'm sure some of them have been kidnapped.
And
like, most of them have been kidnapped. And so they either get them back to their families, or some of them work for the Tim Tebow Foundation now.
Yeah.
And have like, jobs and careers and stuff. And so.
Well, and they have like safety houses that are like re-entry programs. I think, and this has been a couple years ago since I've seen this, but I believe it was like, so they like rescued a bunch of people in, I want to say Thailand, and then they had like a safe house reentry program in Africa that was like basically years long, like however long they needed it to be, and so like they would get them somewhere safe away from all of the trauma and danger that they have coming out of it. And it's basically like, what's witness protection? It's basically like a witness protection program. You're on a different continent. You have American aid, like military kind of aid. So yeah, I mean, there's Tim Tebow Foundation, something I'm passionate about, and it makes me sick that when you hear a case and that's like what your first thought is, like this whole time I'm like, sex trafficking, unfortunately, seems like a really possible
yeah, I mean, it could
narrative for this. But yeah, man, tough.
Crazy case.
Yeah, it's tough.